Tied for 79th in targets, tied for 83rd in receptions, 100th in yards, tied for 71st in touchdowns. Take of it what you will. This was a failed experiment. Flat out. Failed experiment. What is up, everybody? Bird brothers and sisters, Lindy End Zone in the building for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Philadelphia Eagles, one video at a time. And while I'm not dropping buckets for the Dallas Mavericks, I will do so in the near future. But, of course, second video of the day currently. Got to get to the next task at hand. And, well, like I said, y'all, and as the title of the video suggests, why, Reagor? Why? I mean, it's just that. I mean, we've already went through witnessing a meltdown like this before, but I don't know if it was to as bad of an extent. And of course, the comparison here is between Jalen Reagor and Nelson Aguilar. Reagor just hasn't shown any kind of potential in terms of growth. All it really has been was through training camp and joint practices and all these hype plays being made and us thinking that they were confidence boosters. And then we get to the regular season where the most targets Reagor has had in a game was 8. And he would not reach that amount of targets for the rest of the year. Even as bad as to have a game where he only caught 23% of his passes thrown his way. 23%. There's games where he didn't have a single target and he played. There's games where he was given multiple chances in special teams to make a play because that was a part of his explosive agenda coming from TCU. This is a first-round pick we're talking about here. A first-round pick that does not need any more of an attempt at justification. The same way that the pick of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside does not need any more attempt of justification anymore. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's role was then limited to blocking on offense. Blocking. He's not even good enough to run a route and catch a pass from a quarterback. That's what the team thinks of Arcega-Whiteside. And that's what the team will eventually think of Jalen Reagor if they just so happen to keep him. But I hate to tell y'all, but the obvious writing on the wall here is that the experiment's done. The experiment's absolutely done. I mean, you know, blame some of it on the quarterback. Blame some of it on the offensive scheme. Blame some of it on the the lack of ability that Nick Sirianni possesses to get receivers open schematically. Are those legitimate? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, coaching can only do so much. If that does not translate to the field, where said player has the responsibility to perform and live up to an expectation. And for whatever reason, Jalen Reagor cannot accomplish it. He could not accomplish it after said team taking him, and of course, dead horse being beaten. After this team selecting him over Justin Jefferson, believing in his explosive ability to impact the game, short area quickness, special teams ability to return punts or kickoffs. Yes, he needed some things to work on, of course. Every player coming out of that draft needs something to work on. Doesn't matter how NFL ready they are. But when you show no improvement from year 1 to year 2, despite the circumstance of having a bad quarterback in your rookie year, that's what off seasons are for. That's what a lot of different programs are for. Stay after practice and work with your quarterback. Or study more film on yourself. Ask more questions to Aaron Moorhead or the offensive coordinator or whoever else. I mean, what more can we say at this point? Really? We're just tired. We're just tired of the disappointment in this regard. We're tired of it. Another high drafted player looking like a bust. We don't need this to continue to happen. And of course, it's not automatically Howie Roseman's fault or whoever else idea this was to select Jalen Reagor, because they had a different expectation going into this. But it's also the player's responsibility to meet that expectation, because said organization is taking that chance on you to perform to the level that they hope you can reach. I mean, it's a career. It's like an everyday job. It's like an everyday full-time job. I'm expected. There's a certain expectation for me in my career to work at a certain level. And if I don't, I lose my job. It's the same principle. Especially when this kid has how many tools at his disposal to get better. And it just doesn't translate to the field. Now, and if he manages to improve, good for him. But it can't be on this football team. It can't be on this football team. I mean, for the amount of chances that he was given when we didn't want him on the field, especially in the playoff game. You muff 2 punts, and you continue to still put him out there on that field so he doesn't lose his confidence. Why is he losing confidence to begin with? Those kind of players do not last in the NFL. They get beaten. They lose their jobs. They get stuck on practice squads. They don't earn contracts. They don't earn extensions. Simply put, this experiment has got to come to an end. Like I said, why, Reagor? Why? This didn't need to happen. And Well, that's all I got, everybody. I mean, there's really no point there's really no point in me even asking for thoughts in the comments, because I believe everybody is on the same page here in the Eagles fan base that Jalen Reagor cannot be a Philadelphia Eagle anymore. And if he improves, good for him. But it can't be a midnight green. It cannot be a midnight green. So, with that said, I will see you guys later. Fly Eagles, fly, bleed green, Bird brothers and sisters. Go Mavs, MFFLs. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.